Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Week 8 game. We have the Richfield Rats taking on the Sleepy Slimes. Uh, Lots of, playoff berth potentially from this match. Slimes, unfortunately, regardless, in last place off of this. But if they beat the Rats, I think that means the Rats do not make it. Am I correct with that,
There
Panini?
is one scenario where I believe the Rats do make it. If the Corsairs lose to the Fishermen, I believe the two teams would be the Fishermen and the Rats. So the Rats could still make the playoffs with a loss today.
Okay. And then Panini, you are being asked to turn up the volume.
Actually,
Um,
Paige just said, "Nini, can you turn it up?" And I think that's different than saying turn up the volume. We gotta get turned
what?
in here.
Oh, okay. So true.
Play the air horns.
Anyway, I'm FlamboJambo, in case you don't know my voice by now. Joined by Panini. He's doing the prod and the color, as you know. And I'm doing your little play-by-play this afternoon and evening. Should be a good match. I'm excited. We do have Ringer in for Fedora Master. Cal, very excited to come in. First time ringing. Has to only play Torbjorn, but it'll still be exciting. Like I said, this will be a fun match to watch tonight.
Yeah, I think like in terms of on paper, I think that the Rats are the better team, but being kind of not only forced to off roll, but being forced to kind of play a Torb comp forces you to kind of build your entire comp around it. So I'm really curious to see how exactly the Rats are going to adapt to being locked to this kind of Torb only comp. Um,
Yeah, I mean, the biggest concerning thing is if anyone watched the Slimes last week, Tukipook played pretty much exclusively Pharah and got a lot of clips. So if Tukipook just comes out on this Pharah, it's going to really be up to Nort and Flip Flop to really shut down that value and be able to make sure that they don't just run over the rest of the Rats. Because when you can only play Torbjorn, it's very tough to match or play against a Pharah. So.
yeah, we
We
do
do
see
see
Muffin
both
Lumps.
teams actually opting for the Torbjorn here, as Muffin will actually swap. But
Baited. I
otherwise,
gotta admit,
pretty
I
close in
think Muffin
composition.
is gonna diff Cal here. I'm calling it right now.
Fair enough. Obviously, we have a much more brawl-oriented with this side of the Slimes, uh, trying to out-tempo the side of the Rats here with that Reaper, with that Kiriko. They're trying to go all-in aggressive and win the fight early versus the Baptiste, which is playing for a little bit more stabilization on the side of the Rats. Otherwise, very equal composition. As both teams now opting up to play on this high ground. Goku going in with a knife, won't quite connect. We have the turrets shooting everything here by Cal. Muffin Lumps getting a lot of pressure put onto them, but building up that ult charge. A nice knife from Nort. But the shout comes through by Goku. They find Flip Flop. What a big pick by Muffin Lumps. Goku falling very low, though. Muffin as well. They need to be careful. They need to stabilize. But Teddy M will find Goku and Teehee on the back of this. Maybe it went a little bit too deep too quickly here as the Rats collapse. Trying to find these picks. Teddy M is way back. We'll find Cat as well as Muffin and Tukipook here. And the Rats will get the first point advantage.
Yeah, the Slime just took a little bit too much poke going into that fight. The fact that they got that kill, they really wanted to go in early aggressive, but Goku was already really low, so unable to kind of follow up on that early kill by Muffin Lumps there. It looks like they are kind of stabilizing, trying to set up.
Yeah, the Slimes opting to just take the fight 2-point. I kind of like this for them. Like you said, they kind of want to play that up pressure. It's gonna be very tough to get this Torb allocation as Cal and Flip Flop take Cuckoo and Muffin out of the fight immediately, and the rest of the Rats collapse. Cal gets another. Teddy M will pick up Cat. Cal with his third, and has to be on the Torbjorn, but it's still Cal.
Yeah, you get like just such a mechanically skilled player like Cal. I would be comfortable playing him on literally any character in the game, and just his mechanics will be able to carry him regardless of what he's playing. We do see Nort with this Rampage here. Could use it really early.
Goku
Does have
has
the
to
Suzu
use
from Paige.
Goku has to use the shout early. It is matched now by Nort. Nort has the ult if they want to use it, but they find Teehee, they find Muffin. The window is committed by Allegro as well. They think just to clean up, stabilize, force the fight win. As it looks like Flip Flop might be DC. Nope, they're okay. They're just standing.
Yeah, getting 2 ults out from the Rats is a good start for the Slimes. But with this point percentage, it already is looking really rough for them. They are building up a really big ult bank, so they could look to just kind of win it with the ults. But again, Rampage is just such a good ult, along with this beat from Teddy M could just shut them down.
Well, Rush comes through by Cat. The overclock in response by Flip-Flop, trying to get this pressure in. Nort in a lot of trouble, has to use the beat from Teddy M as the Rush comes through. It only connects on 2. The beat responds by T, but Chukipook gets caught out by Flip-Flop. They're now out of this fight, but Muffin finds Allegro and Gugu finds Cal. That's a very big picks coming here from the Slimes, as Gugu will fall, but fall in the pit. But looking for Flip-Flop, they can't see 9 here. They do get the pick, and Slimes will capture the point. So even though the ult prio was in favor of the Rats, the swaps from the Slimes taking that fight aggressive, taking it fast, they do end up ahead here now with this point control.
Nor's still with this Rampage. Now that Cat is on the Fury, there's no Suzu.
But they get blown up, so no Rampage in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, still holding on to that. That's a really good win condition. No beat or any sort of cleanse. But both the Reaper and the Moira do have that fade that they can kind of cleanse themselves off with it. So they might be able to survive themselves, but it's going to be down to Guku and Tukipook to see if they can kind of survive this Rampage here.
Well, I personally like this off to Moira from Cat. Again, the Slimes are trying to up-tempo in these matches. As the overclock comes through, they get Cal so low, but will stay alive. The ult comes through by Guku, but it's immediately cleansed. But the ult from Muffin Lumps, they find 1, find 2, but Allegro and Flip-Flop are just finding everyone on this point, as it's only Cat left standing, has to run out as the point will flip. Muffin got theirs, but unfortunately, this first point does go in favor of the Richfield Rats.
Yeah, I would have liked to have that beat from Teehee against the Rampage. There's not really a ton you need to beat. You did a little bit earlier in kind of like a chaotic fight, so I don't hate that either, but with that Rampage, again, without the Suzu, without any lamp, just really didn't have anything to kind of counter that, so Nort able to hit a really big, I think it was like a 4-man Rampage and got everyone super low there.
And again, I hate to bring it up, right, because ringers, but again, Cal doing work on this Torbjorn, and unfortunately for the Slimes, that last map was probably the worst Torbjorn map of, like, Samoa.
I agree. This one, I think, is one of the best ones.
Yeah, so we actually see Muffin matching it on Torbjorn, as well as Guku swapping over to the Sigma. They're trying to play for a little bit more poke. I do like this. I think they weren't quite able to out-tempo the Rats as much as they'd like to on the previous comp, so swapping over to this more poke, get angles for Tukipook, get angles for Muffin Lumps, and let them get these picks, put this pressure on the point. Turret does fall from both DPS players here. Nort on the point, able to control the space, but Cal finds Tukipook first with that spam from the Torbjorn, does a lot of damage. The rock comes through from Guku, Flip-Flop falling decently low, but has the Baptiste there to keep them up. Muffin Lumps now in trouble on this high ground, has to drop down, getting very low. Now Cat under pressure as well. Cat needs to be very careful, doesn't have those cooldowns to stay alive, as now we see them collapse. Cal will find Cat. Flip-Flop going up, trying to find the Lucio, but Teddy M will find Guku first. Teehee will follow the Allegro, and Nort cleans up Muffin Lumps. Disastrous if you are a Sleepy Slimes fan.
Yeah, it just took a little bit too long to set up, and then losing Tukipook really early there meant that Nort could just run in with everyone on the team and just look for a brawl there. They are much more suited for the brawl. It is kind of tough running, now that they're on the Doom especially, they're kind of running this awkward lineup here. Not a lot of synergy for the Slimes here. So I'm assuming that the Rats are just going to look to play really aggressive and try to brawl them early and maybe even catch out either the BAP or the Cass here.
Yeah, we do see both turrets are traded out. Guku in a decent position here, but
he's looking for a flank
not really
here.
able to dive on top of anything.
Oh!
They do find Flip-Flop a really nice engage. The lamp does come out from Allegro, but it's just a few seconds too late. As now Cat falling very low as well, but Tukipook will find Nort Logic first. Cat able to heal up in the backline under a lot of pressure. He needs to be careful. But now Guku taking the fight onto the point. The Rats under a lot of pressure. It's just Cal and Teddy M here trying to contest this point, but they're staying alive for so long. The timer is ticking. Teddy M still alive as well in this middle. They need to kill him. They need to get these picks as they finally will clean up Flip-Flop Teddy M, but that was a decent, almost 20% in a fight that was won so much earlier.
But the good news for the Slimes is they were able to get like almost all of their ults just from that kind of extended fight. So it's going to be almost 12 ults coming out from both sides, or not 12, 10 ults coming out from both sides here. I think this is just going to be which team is more aggressive, which team ults first is going to be whoever comes out on top here.
Which definitely favors the Junker Queen comp, right? The Doomfist side is good, right? But the core, the High Noon, not as good. As we see the Doom Punch coming down, the overclock from Flip-Flop as well. Goku not quite finding anything there. Neither is Flip-Flop. A good disengage from the side of the Slimes. The Molten Core comes out. They find Cal. Tukipook with a giant pick. The Nort Logic goes in with the Rampage. Gets Cat and Goku out of the fight. Allegro putting in their own work. The Baptiste lamp window as well by Allegro just to make sure they win this fight. Flip it over the point. As now the rest of the Slimes forced to retreat. Try to get 100. But Flip-Flop and Nort are hungry for blood. They're chasing for these kills. But won't quite get them here. As like you said, 10 ult fight, we see 8 used. Both Lucio's holding on to beat.
Yeah, I mean, those are good ults to hold on to for both teams. It looks like, for a little bit, like the forcing that overclock out, the Slimes are going to be able to kite it, but just really good stabilization for the Rats there.
We do see Tuki now on the Tracer, putting a lot of pressure on Nord here. Forces the beat out from Teddy M first. Teehee with the ult in response, but too late to save Muffin Lumps as Flip-Flop with a nice headshot. Goku falls very low as well as Cat. Cat does get axed down. Cal also trading the backline though from Goku, but this fight is still in favor of the Rats as Tukipook will now fall. Teehee falling very low. It's just Teehee and Goku trying to fight around this point. Can they touch Goku with a miracle touch? But it's just them. No miracles left on this point as it is a 2-0 map win here for the Richfield Rats.
Yeah, I could tell that the Slimes are trying to kind of adapt and find something that works, so hopefully they're able to kind of cook something that works a little bit better going into these next points, because the Rats just look really dominant here, playing their style, playing really aggressive. But yeah, hopefully the Slimes are able to figure something out here, because it is looking really dominant in favor of the Rats here.
Yeah, definitely getting out-tempoed, it looked like. The Rats were just able to play that brawl. They, again, kind of looked to really have that cohesion despite having a ringer, and they just had that pressure on the Slimes at every given turn, every given fight. So I'd like to see, how the Slimes adapt. I honestly kind of liked trying to do that poke look against the Rats, just try to slow down the tempo a little bit, but they tried to make those adjustments, and unfortunately for them, it didn't work. So we'll see what maps end up coming out here from the Slimes, as well as any compositional changes. They opt to go to Blizzard World, which I'm a little confused by this pick.
I like it. I think, like you said, if they want to play that poke, I think Blizzard World does have a lot of, especially First Point, has a lot of really good long angles you can kind of set up at. It also, like you mentioned, Tukipook playing that Pharah. I think that Pharah could play really well on Blizzard World here.
This is true.
So depending on what they're cooking in their comp, I think this could be a good map. But I do think it is kind of tough to play Brawl here.
So can I say the unfortunate thing that I was thinking about?
Yeah.
This is the Rats' best map. The Rats pick this map every single week, and they almost win it or do win it every single week. So the Rusty Goomba, Winston, or sometimes Ball on this map, as well as Nort gets to play the Bastion. Cal here on the obviously the Torbjorn, but the Rats really like this map. So I would agree, if not knowing that information, I think Blizzard World is theoretically good for the Slimes to swap to. But this is where the Rats would have taken them to.
Yeah, but like if I think if the Slimes like this map, they're not really going to care about what the Rats are good at. They're going to care about what they want to play. So
that's fair. I would agree. I think it's always better to play to your strengths versus your opponent's weaknesses. So
Nort on the Venture. I know he's been favoring this Venture a lot lately. So I do really like this. It is really.
I'm a little interested.
They're playing kind of like a poke, but kind of like a brawl.
Like I'm a little interested to see the Venture with the Sigma. Normally, Nort plays it with Rusty on Winston, or like I said, Ball even.
Yeah.
But opting to play it here with the Sigma and with the Torbjorn, it does feel a little bit out of place. But again, Nort likes playing it, so we'll see how it goes. But we see the Goku Doomfist, this kind of full dive look.
I don't like the Slimes
coming out from the Slimes.
This is the same thing I mentioned earlier. There's just really no cohesion with the heroes they're picking. Venture wants to play really brawly, and the Doom wants to play kind of like don't take any poke and just go in for these really fast engages. So unless they're able to kind of find some way to engage at the same time with their Doom and their Venture, it's going to be really tough.
Goku goes up, does displace the Rats off this high ground. Rusty Goomba now forced to play back towards that point. The dive comes in from Goku, already under so much pressure just from that turret. Goes down to half HP. Cat needs to be careful. Has to play kind of slow here, or risk getting exploded. So Goku going in, does miss the punch. Has to try to get out here as the Venture dive comes through. By Nort. Won't quite find a pick there, but nice rock on the Mighty Dwarf. Does cause Mighty Dwarf to die first here from Rusty Goomba. And now the Rats will be pouncing. They find Chuki Poop, they find Teehee, they find Cat. And what a nice starting pick.
Yeah, like I said, it's just, you have to be basically, your Doom and your Venture have to be going at the exact same time. Mighty Dwarf with the Venture got caught out a little bit early, and that just kind of caused the entire team to kind of collapse around it. I honestly wouldn't hate, like, I know Mighty Dwarf plays, I think it's not necessarily even the Venture, I think it's the Doom just really doesn't work very well here.
I think Goku's just playing a comfort pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
The turret is up. They do force the lamp though, so that's really good for them, but Nort finds Tuki Pook on this side angle. Cal finds Goku, and once again, the Rats just pouncing in. Mighty Dwarf does trade out Teddy M, so that is a good pick here for the Slimes, but these late deaths are so disastrous for the Slimes as they need to try to recontest here. Goku coming in, does get rocked as Nort finds Cat. Goku falling very low, has to drop. Rusty Goomba finishes that, and now there's all these staggers here in favor of the Rats as now Teddy M is back, and it's still a 5v3 temporarily.
It is already halfway through this attack time bank, which is really rough, and then now we have the Rats have an entire ult bank coming up here, so if they can maybe get some ults out, maybe the Slimes have a chance, but...
Ooh, Nort gets caught out.
Pick. Massive.
Great scouting. They do get the Venture here at the start of the fight. As long as they stabilize, they theoretically is winnable here for the Slimes. It's a nice punch, connects onto Allegro. Allegro very low. Pulse Bomb comes through, finds Rusty Goomba, but he's half HP still. Cal finds Sugi Poop, but Goku with a massive punch takes out both supports. Rusty Goomba finds Teehee, but Cal's now also out of the fight. Rusty Goomba finds Cat. The Nano comes through onto Goku. They're trying to win this fight. They need to find Rusty Goomba. They're so low, they will die, but now Nort Logic is back. It's a 2v1 on this point. Venture v Venture with the Doomfist in the back. Both of them burrowing, just getting this time to stabilize, but the respawns are in favor as Nort finds Mighty Dwarf, and the supports are back. This is turnable for the Slimes. The Slimes have the window. They're taking this fight. Allegro finds Tuki Poop. Goku gets blown up, and that's so disastrous for the Slimes. They needed that tick at least.
Yeah, they just took too long to kill Rusty, and then by the time that Nort came back, Nort was able to find his kill, and just at that point, not even getting a tick there is really brutal. Goofy does swap over to the Ryan, which I do think is pretty good here. Again, playing more, like, this is a little bit more cohesive, playing a much more heavy brawl look. It is really tough into the Venture and into the Tor, which can just do so much burst damage to you, but I do like that it's kind of like has a goal in mind here. Mighty Dwarf close to this, whatever the Venture ult's called, and then we have Teehee with the beat, Teddy M with a beat of his own to match, but should be a pretty even in terms of ultimate.
Nort very low here, gets caught out. That's no Venture ult in this fight. The beat comes through from Teehee, but Cat already falls from Rusty Goomba. The beat in response by Teddy M. It's a 4v4 here on this point. Goku swinging on Cal. Cal falling to half HP, but so's Goku. Teehee's out. That's no more supports on the side of the Slime as as Mighty Dwarf pops the ult, but only finds Allegro here, and the overtime timer ticks away, and the Rats full holding on point one.
Yeah, I do like the Ryan swap. I think especially with the hero pools they have on the Slimes, I just think that came in a little bit too late. I would like to see them just kind of commit to a comp, because running like the Torb with the Doom, with the Venture and the Venture and the Doom is just really kind of tough to engage with. So I'd like to see them kind of play a little bit more as a team instead of just playing kind of for comfort picks.
I agree. Kind of extending off of that, watching this, it does feel like the Slimes don't have plans in these fights.
This feels like a comp
and
game.
They're kind of
they're
kind of relying on just getting a pick or a hero play to then win the fight, and I don't know if that's going to enable them to win a map against the Rats, who have been playing pretty well coordinated for the most part.
like the Rats, I think also are one of those teams where they don't have those like solo carry players, but they just play really well as a team. So it's kind of like these two teams are playing opposite, and the Rats are looking a lot more dominant here, just able to play kind of as a team, play for their strengths, and just kind of be very coordinated around their roster. The Slimes are they are getting these really random like early kills out from like Goku get an early pick, or like that Big Blossom last map from Mighty Dwarf, or not from Muffin Lumps. But it's just less consistent, so I do like...
We do see the Reaper here instead from Tukipook, as the ball from Rusty Goomba here now putting pressure immediately on point. And look at where where the Slimes are playing, right? Some people are on high, some people are on low. Yeah, now the ball is just rolling through, and now immediately splits up this team. The rock comes through from Goku, won't quite connect. And now the Venture Dive from Mighty Dwarf goes through. They will get the turret. Cat on the Cat on the Mercy does get cut out by Rusty Goomba, immediately picked off from the front, and now it's a 4v5 already in favor, as Allegro might get caught out here. Goku putting a lot of pressure on them, but Rusty Goomba there to help. Teddy M finds Teehee, Cal finds Tukipook, and I think that should be it, as Goku does eventually get Allegro, but Cal with the hammer kill sends the Rats to the 2-0 lead as we head into a map 3.
Yeah. If it keeps going like this, I think this might be the record for the fastest match in Aurora history. Hammer kill, yeah. He didn't have to do it to him. Cal's so toxic, man.
That's true.
But Goku got the play of the game, so he's the real winner here.
That's true. If only they stayed on the point and got the tick. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think they were on the point.
I think it was right to get... Well, no, they chased after Rusty. The point was still open. Nort was not back yet. But Rusty just stayed alive long enough to get Nort back to hide on the point and then clean up. So,
yeah.
A little unfortunate. Again, maybe wishing that they got that tick, but I think it may not have mattered on that map point. As we do head to Suravasa, it looks like no changes from this comp from the Slimes. They're still opting with the Muffin Cat backline, Mighty Dwarf, Tuki, and Goku on tank.
No, this is different. They had Teehee last map.
I don't think so. Oh, you're right. No, you're right.
Muffin,
they did have Teehee. You're right. So Muffin coming in for Teehee on that support. As we see Rusty Goomba moving to the DPS, Cal will be Fedora Master benched on this map.
This indicates to me that they're going to run a Mei. Rusty, I know, can play a lot of stuff, but I know he's very good at the Mei, and Nort has been playing a lot of Junker Queen. So I think they might run some, like, JQ heavy brawl here. Let's see, let me go ahead and switch my scenes over here real quick. But I would like to see that, like, the fact that they're playing so good, like, close together as brawl, and they're playing very coordinated. I think having the Mei kind of enables your team to be able to get really clean fight wins and isolate a lot of the targets. But I know Rusty could play a lot of stuff, so he's probably gonna go like Hanzo or something, just out of like that I would never have guessed.
Hey, you guessed it!
Like
the double sniper Junker Queen.
Surely he stays this, right? No, he's stream sniping. There's no way.
The triple sniper Junker Queen Saravasa. Now I just want to see Teddy M on the Alari. If they actually run out on this, it's a little crazy. Tukipook does.
I love the comp Slimes are running.
The
I really like this.
Sniper Saravasa from the Rats.
I think this looks really good for the Slimes right now. Actually, I love their comp that they're running, and I love playing it into the comp that the Rats are running here. It is tough playing the Pharah, but
a little creative. But the Rats are here to have fun. That's what they're gonna do. A big
look
punch
at that
on
brawl,
Nort,
runs
Nort
in, kills Nort.
Mighty Dwarf gets Nort, but Mighty Dwarf very low, can get punished. Tukipook is falling low as well. Rusty Goomba getting that pick as Tuki will trade it out. No point pressure right now as Flip Flop trying to get these picks, but is getting pounced on by everybody. And will fall for Mighty Dwarf, but Goku is actually punchable as Mighty Dwarf. I think that's 3 this fight that they picked up.
Putting in work here. I think Mighty Dwarf does have a good Venture, but the problem is when they're playing it with the Doom, it just doesn't give him really any space or resources to work with. So playing it with this Orion is really good for them. Nort trying his best to stabilize here, but not going to be enough.
TeddyM wins these.
Surely. The Pharah is the only thing that I feel like is kind of rough, but like, you could even just play it as a ground Pharah and just play for a lot of burst damage, kind of
As
soften everyone up.
Allegro.
And they're going to chase Rusty down here.
Goku finds Rusty. I mean, I know they're playing for fun from the rats.
Yeah.
Surely after this first, yeah, as we see Allegro making a swap onto the Mercy, Teddy onto that Baptiste.
Oh, Goku's in.
They want the blood, but no. Flip-flop Teddy quickly shutting that down. Tuki Pook finds Teddy off of it.
Tuki
Rusty
Pook got
finds
his.
Tuki Pook. The Venture is in. Mighty Dwarf.
Oh, Paige is actually...
Will they make a hero play? The Reds comes through. No.
Paige is stalling so much here versus a Doom. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Paige able to get like a
flip.
solid like 20-30% there, just alone as Bap on the point. That's crazy. I don't know what Goku's cooking here.
I will say I think Bap is like one of the hardest targets to kill as Doomfist, just because you have that vertical mobility
jumps,
as well as horizontal.
Do they know? Chat, do they know?
What? What are we looking at? Oh, the Reinhardt in the back.
They know
come
now.
out. Nice
They got the
punch.
charge out. Big!
Oh! The dragons come through. No one's
Slam.
fighting there yet though. But Flip Flop out of the fight as Mighty Dwarf also finds Allegro. What a nice pick. The punch from Nort does take them
The trade
out,
is big.
but Tuki finds Rusty. It's a 3v4 right now. Or sorry, 2v4 right now. But Widow sights are online. Tuki cleans up TeddyM as well. The window.
The flip comes
once again
in.
to secure it from Cat. 70%. This is final fight territory. Tuki Pook putting so much pressure on this point as Flip Flop now back. It's a nice shot, but Tuki Pook still staying healthy. It's so hard for Nort to get that pick. 94% and counting. Flip Flop trying to find these picks isn't quite connecting here. Allegro on the Mercy. Overtime is ticking. They nice punch on Mighty Dwarf. Rushy Goomba finds Cat. The shatter comes through onto Nort. Make sure they get out of the fight. Lamp just slightly too late, but Flip Flop gets Tuki Pook. And I don't think anyone can touch here. Yes, they do. A hero touch here from Allegro to get the res off as well as onto Nort. As Flip Flop once again finds Mighty Dwarf and Flip Flop uncontested on this high ground. Gugu with a fire strike onto TeddyM. It's just Gugu on this point with Muffin. They're trying to find anything, but Flip Flop once again with another pick and Rusty. The double sniper is working. Panini.
Yeah, this is like probably the worst map to run it on too.
I know. As Rusty finds Cat again.
Now I feel like
Rusty
it's more
Goomba.
a lot of hero plays coming out for the rats. Able to kind of get these really messy fights, and they get the flip. The slime still think they can touch, so they make the swaps.
Well, you're the ball. Dragons come out from Rusty Goomba. Won't quite connect on anything, but Allegro in a little bit of trouble. Goku trying to chase them down, but it's half HP themselves. Need to kind of roll out as where's the point? I don't know where the point is. I'm assuming it's the where everyone's running towards.
The village or whatever. Not shrine? Shrine, I think? I don't know the names
Looks like
of it.
The blue one. As the ball's going in, Goku very deep, trying to find anything, but doesn't have any sort of support. Can't get punished. Yeah, Teddy popping that window just to make sure everyone stays healthy. Nort going
might
very
get a kill
deep.
on
Rusty
the...
Goomba will fall. Mighty Dwarf with a nice
Chasing
dive
down.
engage. But this fight is so scrappy right now. Two different fights going on as Flip Flop finds Goku and Mighty Dwarf finds Nort. So now it's just the DPS lines and supports for both these teams. And unfortunately, I think Venture is a little bit better in that matchup around the point.
Yeah, Mighty Dwarf is playing so, what's the word? He's holding onto his ult really well. Disciplined. He's playing very disciplined with his ult.
Yeah.
Like, he easily could have used that to try to chase down those three people, but able to get the 3 kills without his ult. So now he has it for this upcoming fight. Goku falls super low. Gets the Mega, but is getting chased down here. Should be able to get out.
Going in, just putting pressure on the point. As in, punch will just miss Tuki Poop. The fist comes down. Allegro ulting as well, just to keep everyone nice and healthy. The punch will miss, but the mines come out from Goku, separating a lot of the support lines. But they're able to just go up on this left-hand side. Cat gets the res on Tukipook, but Cat now might pay for it with her life. Both support lines on the slime so low. The stun comes through. Cat will fall, but Nort falls as well. Rusty Goomba finds Tukipook. The point is at 85%. Goku finds Allegro. Rusty Goomba needs a hero place here. It's just them and Flip Flop as they will flip the point, but they're facing down a Wrecking Ball and a Lucio here as now Rusty Goomba bullied into a corner a little bit.
Flip Flop just hanging out.
Yeah, the point does go back in favor.
Oh, Flip Flop got... I don't think it's going to matter too much, but that could potentially give the...
Well, it
Rats
did get time for their team to come back, and no Lucio in this matchup as Teddy M does find Goku. Mighty Dwarf popping that. Oh, but they can't need a touch! Okay, they do get there. They had to expend the lamp as Nort finds Tukipook once again. They're still fighting around this point. Cat gets hacked up. The beat comes out from Muffin Lumps to make sure that the Slimes win this fight, but Goku has to use those shields falling very, very low. The punch comes out from Nort. It's so crazy how healthy the Rats are right now as Allegro finds Goku. Paige, once again hacked up, will fall to Flip Flop, and this point will flip.
That's brutal.
Flip Flop.
Very big advantage, but just such a scrappy fight. Goku managing to like...
Oh!
Goku takes a little bit too much poke there and gets taken down early on that fight, and just the rest of the team not able to stabilize with no tank there. Goku is super close to the mines. I think that's why he was playing so aggressive, trying to just get his mines online there. But other than that, really no ults on the side of the Slimes here. So it's looking really rough for them, but they do have a good, like probably another fight here to try to build some ults. They just got to go fast right here.
It's first fight, one fight territory here in favor of the Slimes as Nort does get boxed in there, but Flip Flop finds both supports, has the ball on top of them, but they don't care. They're just gonna get the kills. Goku actually expends the mines to guarantee this kill as Mighty Dwarf and Teddy, Flip Flop, and Rusty will die out here, and the Slimes will make it an even 1-1 in progress on this map.
Yeah, it all starts here. Don't worry. They finally got 1 point. Oh, Goku's actually swapping here too. No?
Or they're moving spawns.
Oh. Yeah, 5 ults coming out for the Rats, and really nothing. Maybe gonna get this Venture ult mid-fight, but other than that, really nothing for the Slimes here.
No, they are swapping. You're right. They are swapping to the Reinhardt. I guess Dive Heart is always awesome.
This is like exactly what they're rolled out with.
Yeah.
But now they're gonna have to play into.
Ooh, a nice punch connects onto Muffin, but Muffin's as nice and healthy. Oh, the EMP slam is massive from Nort and Rusty Goomba. This should just be a fight win here. Teddy M showing up in the kill feed as well, helping out the team. But wow, what a combo!
Yeah, I mean they did get 3 ults out, but like at the way the map is kind of shaping out right now, I think the Rats just play to win these really aggressive fights, and then in the really scrappy ones they should be able to come out on top.
And Rusty gets Tuki in the back. That's so big here. Tukipook is a lot of the pressure right now on Flip Flop, on Teddy M. Nort getting a little bit risky here, as well as Rusty Goomba being chased down by a Reinhardt. Unfortunately for Goku, I don't think they can catch up to that one as Flip Flop takes Tuki out of the fight again early here.
The Slimes are just going too slow. They get that early pick, but just not able to.
Window comes out. I really like this window. As Nort in the back line, everyone's so low, but Mighty Dwarf does make something happen getting that pick, but Teddy M finds 2, Allegro finds one of their own. And that was a fantastic window from Teddy M.
Yeah, Goku easily could have just run in and gotten a lot of damage, a lot of pressure out there, but the window just kind of prevents Goku from doing that and forces him to hold shield. So really good to stabilize off that window there.
Tukipook now on the Tracer as
I
well
don't
as
know
Goku
if
matching
touch.
the Doom Fist, but Flip Flop with the shot. Cat using the Coalescence, so they have the touchers 3 on for the Slimes. Muffin will find Flip Flop as well. The Excavation is used by Mighty Dwarf as Nort finds Muffin Lumps. It's a 2 versus 1 now, as Teddy M will fall. But even if the Rats lose this fight, well, they get Mighty Dwarf on top of it, but Rusty Gooma's now back, will fall to Goku. Allegro coming in, trying to get a pick, but you know, you got Coalesce, you got whatever it's called, Grand Canyon.
Excavation, yeah. It was good.
They're
The
facing down
Slimes
an
won
EMP.
that, but it was such an expensive fight, and they swapped onto the Sombra here, so they're resetting their ult economy again. They only have the beat into 4 ults from the Slimes. Slime's already at 99%. So with this EMP Death Blossom too, if they opt to combo that again, EMP just such a good ult on its own.
Ooh, the double punch from Goku, but the EMP comes out. It doesn't find anything. The beat as well, just in response, just to keep everyone up. Squeakquel falls to half HP. Allegro has to use one in response, but Teddy doesn't get it. Squeakquel hacked up on point. Restiguma trying to get these things, but Teddy finds Mighty Dwarf. Goku falls very low, has to use the seismic slam here, as Tuki will fall from a flip-flop. Looking for more. They're trying, Goku trying to do anything on this point, but Nord finds Cat, and it's almost surgical, the order in which the rats are finding these picks. Muffin Lumps may be next to fall here on that top corner. No, Teddy M will find Goku first, and now Muffin saved for last.
Yeah,
From the rats.
Muffin had a really big beat there, but just the ult advantage was just so in favor of the rats. Just the Slimes weren't able to kind of stabilize off that. Nort also still able to hold onto his Doom ult. Got a lot of value the last time he used it. Let's see if he tries it again. Goku swaps over to the Hog. Ops that these kind of dive flankers are putting in a lot of pressure here, and the Hog can just try to isolate and kill one of them.
The hook comes through, does find Nort. It's a big swap.
Goku
As
did
now,
his
again,
job.
the Slimes will pounce. They find Allegro. They're looking for more. Trying to find this Widow, trying to find this Baptiste. They should get staggered out here. And yeah,
like I
this
said,
point
just
will go in favor.
early hook comes out, gets a kill. That's why this Hog is just so good, is you can isolate and just kill any target if your mechanics are good enough, and Goku able to get that early kill, set his team up for a really good fight win. Really good and a really cheap fight win.
Oh, Restiguma gets scouted out by Cat, but they send out the virus, gets Cat very low. The Meteor Strike comes through, as well as the window from Teddy M to keep everyone nice and healthy. The EMP comes out, catches Nort only, with Cat having the Coalescence to keep them up. But Flip-Flop finds Cat. Nort will be traded. It's a 4v4, but the point's still ticking. And I don't think there's really any way that the rats can get space here. The vision comes out from Flip-Flop. Restiguma very low. Allegro taking the fight to the point. Flip-Flop with a nice jump shot, won't quite connect, and now they should get punished for being there. And a massive EMP! But Tuki Poop finds Restiguma for it. This, in every sense of the word, should have been a rat sweep off that EMP. It looks like the Slimes will end up winning off of this. 88%. It's just Nort and Allegro in this fight. Just Nort, 95%. It looks like the Slimes will make it a last point match on Suravasa.
Yeah, it was a really big EMP from Tuki, or from who's on the Rusty Goomba? Yeah, big EMP from Rusty Goomba. I think got either 4 or got 5, but the problem is the Doom was already down, and the rest of the team wasn't in a position where they could follow up. So the EMP was really big, but it was really only Rusty there by himself, and unfortunately does get taken down by I believe by Tuki Poop. So really good identifying.
Oh,
big pick onto the flex support too. Only Lucio heals in this fight too. Mighty Door for this excavate, which could be good here.
Muffin in a lot of trouble.
Oh, Mighty Door
Muffin does
too.
die, but both DPS here for the rats get caught out. The beat from Allegro, once again, just a little bit late. As Tuki and Mighty Door are falling very low themselves with a Hoggle. We'll find Nord. Mighty Dwarf will pay for it with their life, but the Slimes, once again, capping the point first. And I don't know if you've been keeping track at home, but I'm pretty sure every point has been won by the team that captures it first.
Yeah, I think so.
Flip-Flop swapping over to the Sojourn decides Widow. No longer really practical here.
Yeah,
I would love to see Nord swap as well, if I'm being honest.
The rail just builds so quickly off the Hog here. I do really like that swap, and then Overclock is just such a good ultimate, especially compared to the Infrasight. Tuki Poop with this EMP here, though. They could play really aggressive off this EMP or off...
Oh, the hook! And the EMP is massive, finds 4! Causes everyone on the rats to fall over. Norlock as well, hooked by Goku. If he gets staggered, that's disastrous for this team. No, the Slimes show a little bit mercy. Allegro swaps onto that Zenyatta.
I don't like that. I think you kind of need the Lucio here because you are this is going to be the last fight. I guess the Ana just knowing it's going to be last fight, playing for that nade, especially into the Hog. I guess that makes sense. It's going to be a really aggressive with the
Hog!
Goku so low.
But a massive bio, Muffin very low. The Coalescence has to come out, try to keep everyone healthy. Nort gets the touch, the dragons come through. chunk so much damage into Guku. It's a nice punch, finds Cat.
Oh, is he not?
C9!
No way! Oh my god. Slime 9, Slime 9.
Slime 9.
Damn.
That
they
fight
killed...
was definitely in favor of the Rats too, had they touched the point, but unfortunately
they killed
for
the hog
them,
early.
the Slimes do get a point. This could be the start of the tempo shift.
What was that, Saravasa? Slimes, I think, have won a map in each of their last, I think, 3 games? So they're on a streak right now. They're chaining
Maybe
these
they
map wins
streak
together.
out. Maybe they streak out and get 2 more map wins. So
Map info.
again, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
The Rats are playing very creatively, and I think the Slimes met that creativity with their own.
Yeah.
I think Slimes just need to get in the headspace right now that this is now a winnable series for sure.
Yeah.
And they need to stick to what they want to play as a team and kind of not play as much mystery heroes despite winning that map, right?
Yeah.
They need to find these answers within their compositions with minimal changes, you know, after every fight lost, right?
Yeah. I think the Slimes, like, they started to get something that worked there. It is going to be really tough to run that same comp on Gibraltar, but I think they were starting to get something that was working. So we'll see if they kind of keep that up. Again, like, it was super winnable for the Rats, like, that entire last match. So if they, like, lock in and play a little bit more structured and less creative, the Rats definitely could just come back and slap off the Slimes again, but it looks like they've put Cal back in, so...
Again, that's not a death sentence for the Slimes. It's still so winnable. I want to see Tuki just play the Pharah.
Yeah.
Right? They looked so good on it last week. It was
Wait,
fine last map. Right?
So now that you mentioned the Pharah, since they've taken Flip-Flop off, they're going to run Cal, who can only play Torb, and they have Nort, who likely is going to favor this Bastion or Adventure here. Correct. So I think you're right. I think the Pharah would be super good here. I don't know if the Slimes will be able to identify it. I don't know if they've done their scouting, but I think you're onto something there.
And again, I mean, at the end of the day, right? If you want to play the Pharah, right? Because the big thing too, right? Cat and Muffin Lumps, the two of them. Cat wants to play Mercy. Muffin Lumps wants to play Lucio. If you play the Pharah and like a Doomfist, right, which is also what Guku wants to play,
yeah,
it just kind of fits for everyone to play
yeah.
on their favorite characters. And at this point, facing down the team like the Rats, who've looked so cohesion, like so much cohesion and strength, and again, you're opting yourself to kind of take it into that we need a hero play type of mentality. But they opt for this instead, which is, again, fine. I like this as a comp, but if into the Winston, it's pretty much up to Guku to have to hit a hook.
Yeah.
Or Tuki to not get caught out without a coach gun. Or Mighty Dwarf to also have to kind of play in the team.
The Slimes are going to have to play this by like choosing like one engage every like 5 seconds and like just playing around the cooldowns, because if they like all in, if they hit a dynamite or if they hit a hook or if they hit that the drill dash, they could like get kills really easily with that, but if they're not coordinated and not able to kind of go in these like short intervals at the same time, if they go for long fights, they're just going to lose.
And yeah, immediately already displaced off of this high ground. Again, much more of a traditional look here, and Torb from the Rats, but Guku does miss that hook, and just look at the space already commanded. Look at how far back the Slimes have to play here, already giving this entire front half of the map. But Muffin does find Nort. Obviously doesn't have that Mercy, has to rely on Brig Packs and Allegro to hit these shots, and with the Brig on low ground here as well as Allegro, again, they're giving up a lot of space, but if they just choose to hold on this corner, I think that's still fine for the Slimes. They just need to be still very cognizant of where the Pharah is, where the Winston is, and what sightlines the Ana
so much
has.
damage. Mighty Dwarf
Yeah,
just trying his best to hold that high ground by himself, but against 4 people he can't do very much.
Yeah,
Nort
still
and
is up there, has the orb, right? So they're able to stay healthy as Nort in a very creative ground Pharah approach here.
This Nao's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, Goku does get bioed as now they pounce. The rats do find Tukipook first. They're looking for more as Nort finds Cat as well. Nort does get traded out. The Nano comes out onto Teddy M. They want to find Goku here on the point, but Muffin finds Rusty. Cal does end up picking Goku here in the fight as the cart keeps moving. Mighty Dwarf has to touch, but no.
Too late.
The point is captured just a second too late. Mighty Dwarf likely will get staggered out here as well, which is a little disastrous unless they get out.
Wait, no way. That's survivability. I
They
don't
do
think
get
it's
out,
too much. Goku does go
which
on
is
to the
good.
Doom Fist.
I don't know if I like that. We see the Diva
Yeah.
swap as well by Rusty Goomba, but again, we kind of brought up we need to see a little bit of cohesion in the Slimes comps, and if not, then I want to see them on those like full comfort picks. As the Bob comes in from Tukipook, immediately stepped up. Muffin Lumps does take out the turret as Nort on this high ground looking for the barrage. They find Tukipook. That's it though. Mighty Dwarf will get traded out, but 1-for-1. That's I know all you ask there for Trank coming out for Muffin Lumps just to make sure their team stays nice and healthy, trying to keep this fight going around this point. As Cat pops their ult as well, Goku will fall as well as Muffin Lumps, and I think it was just Cal finds 2. Maybe overly aggressive from those support ults here. As now Cat in a lot of pressure here in this skybox Nord as well as Rusty Goomba pouncing their way up. Tukipook now on the Pharah in his backline as the core around the cart just to try to guide it in as easily as they can. Goku with a nice punch gets everyone low, trying to get more, but will get punished by Allegro. Mighty Dwarf comes in, has the hero touch it, bombs the excavation! It's winnable. The Nano comes out on the Diva, which then uses the bomb. Mighty Dwarf finds 1. Cat will get traded out in the back. Tukipook finds Cal. It's an even fight here on the payload, but the rally from Teddy M keeping everyone healthy. Nort finds Muffin and Rusty finds Chuki. This should go in favor of the Rats as Goku flies over the point and will get picked here at the end. Maybe gets another, but the GM over.
Uh-oh. I just realized those Tuki went on Pharah now. I think probably swapped last fight. Back to the...
not anymore.
So part of it too is those scrappy fights like we had at the end of second right there. I think just favor the better comps. Like, and the Rats just have a better comp than the Slimes here. So I don't.
Goku used
we'll
the
see if they
slam,
can
likely looking for Teddy or Allegro here. Yep, he does come down, finds Allegro. Teddy trying to stay alive here as Rusty Goomba with some great peel. The Cal is now getting pressured. Mighty Dwarf with a nice pick onto them. Now in favor of the Slimes. This is when they need to punch. They're looking for Teddy. We'll get that pick. If they can catch out Nort here, find that pick as Muffin kicks Teddy to death.
Goku might be looking for a swap here, going back into spawn. Probably something brawly, yeah. I don't like this very well into the Pharah specifically. Maybe
Nort,
they just rely
Nort
on.
is gonna get a massive barrage here. He's just no, he gets scouted out. Mighty Dwarf knows he's there.
Still
But
going for
Cat
the barrage,
doesn't.
though.
They don't communicate that. No sleep anymore. If Cat can live. Nort's so low, but so's Cat.
Oh, they trade.
Oh, they trade.
Still is even right now somehow.
Yeah, Goku there trying to keep Tukipook alive. Nort still has that barrage, but Reshigoomba's so healthy going on this dive. There is no Ana in this fight. Muffin trying to keep everyone as healthy as they can, but Tukipook and Goku falling so low. As now Mighty Dwarf, Rusty Goomba has to fall back a little bit. But Mighty Dwarf does get picked out once again by Nort. Nort looking for this barrage. They still have it, but there is the spear from Goku. The Nano comes out onto Teddy once again. The Trank comes through as well as the barrage. We'll find Tukipook, but nothing else. The bomb won't find anything. Goku gets antied, and then the... Oh! Mighty Dwarf does find T-Heat. Cat will fall. The core, kind of a bit of a celebration here from Cal as they try to clean up Mighty Dwarf. The Noon comes out. Oh, actually gets Nort. Rusty Goomba just slightly too late there, but The Rats walking in with a hefty time bank of 2 minutes here on Gibraltar.
Goku swapping onto the Orisa. I guess it didn't really reset his ult bank, but everyone else on the team was just kind of able to kind of play around him and just kind of go at the angles that Goku was not controlling. And I think they were trying to play to Nano Goku there, but the problem is Goku is anti-nated when they did get the Nano off, so he didn't get any healing and wasn't able to get healed after that. So once that Nano came off, Goku really wanted to go in, but he was like 1 HP and just got burned instantly. So really good ult and really good aggression coming out from the Rats, and a really good nade at late there from Allegro. This is looking rough. I don't know if we do see a full comp swap again from the Slimes, and we see a lot of comfort picks coming out for the Rats.
I just hope someone right now on the Slimes is still convincing their team that this is a winnable series, because it is, right?
Surely.
You're 1-2. Gibraltar, it's 2 minutes, which looks like more it is, right?
Yeah.
Someone needs to say in this chat, here's what we're doing. We're sticking to this on this point, and if this doesn't work after, 2.5 fights, then we make full adjustments to make those changes, right? Because right now, again, Nort is on that comfort pick. Rusty is on a pseudo comfort pick. Cal on the Torb. Allegro and Teddy are just kind of sitting untouched as these supports. And I don't know what, if they want to play this kind of hog individual poke pressure, that's fine. But they need to have these picks coming through, and they need to be prioritizing the right targets. As a big hook on Rusty Goomba can be the start.
Nort gets taken down there
Goku
too.
finds 2 immediately. This is the kind of energy we need to see. They lose Goku, but Tukipook still fighting up here. Mighty Dwarf cleans up Cal. And this is the explosivity we need to see from the Slimes here. I love seeing this from them.
Yeah, like I said earlier with the Venture. That's rough. That's rough. But like I said earlier, you kind of need to play for these like all-in engages and then just reset until you get your ultimates back. And they got a really good engage right there with the hook and with this dash from the Venture going in.
The Bastion Torb does come out, does find Muffin Lumps, and maybe needed to back up just a little bit, but a nice hook from Goku. But Nort will stay nice and healthy, and I think Goku might get punished here as well as Mighty Dwarf if they're not careful, as, both of them will die. And Slimes can get a reset off. Cal has core, so that's going to be very tough to fight into. You have nothing really on the side of the Slimes at all. But you have very good progress on the cart right now. All you need is 1 fight win, realistically, and you should be able to cap this first point.
Like you said earlier, I would say Muffin would probably be the one that's most likely to call winnable for the team. Winning 1 point, getting this first checkpoint is probably the hardest one to take. And just getting that one fight.
Big Bionade forces out that Suzu immediately out of Cat. Tukipook falling very low, does get picked up with a nice headshot from Cal. No, it is a 4v5. They're trying to hold the space, but Goku does get bioed once again. Allegro chunking these in. Does fall a little bit low, but they have the Nano. Mighty Dwarf looking for Nort. Might be able to find them here. Forces out the dashing form, but no! Mighty Dwarf does get punished here. Another nice bio nade. Finds 3 as Muffin and Goku will immediately explode off the back of that from Allegro and forces Tukipook to back off. Allegro has been hitting so many good bionades on this map.
Yeah, Allegro just kind of camping on high ground and yeeting his bionades in, just able to get so much damage without really any sort of thing to counter it on the side of the Slimes. The Kiri does have the Suzu, but you really don't want to use that early on a bionade. Good news for the Slimes, they are going to get 5 ults here. They get Rusty Goomba too.
Yeah, Nord does find Cat, so it is even in this fight right now for both of these teams as the core comes out, the big sleep as the Nano comes out onto Nort just to make sure they get the pick on the Tukipook, but Mighty Dwarf popping that excavation, finds Cal. Nort finds another though. It's still winnable for both these teams. It's a 4v2 right now on point. Mighty Dwarf trying to find anything but will die. It's just Muffin on the point, also dies, and now you're in last minute territory. With both teams having these ultimates to work with.
And Nort with a 4K, they're able to just do so much damage on this Bastion and holds onto his ult. Tukipook feeling inspired, goes a Bastion of his own. The ult's coming out too from the Slimes. Last fight does really hurt, but they do have a couple left. Notably, this Curie Rush could be really good here. Early Bastion ults.
Ooh, forces the Trank from Muffin. Did fall very low, so now they have to find this point. Another massive bio nade. Mighty Dwarf falling very low, but Cal is the first to fall. Squeakquel off that nice Bastion for, but Nort shows him how it's done as well, trading him out. This is an even fight right now for both these teams, but Nort very, very low on this high ground. Has to get these back from Teddy M. Mighty Dwarf trying to get this dive, putting so much pressure. The rally on point. Goku pops the ult as well as Rush coming through from Cat. Fight still going on. Goku chunking in the damage here. Will find Mighty Dwarf from Nort in the back line. Muffin Lumps will get the turret, but pay for it with their life. Nano comes through onto Cal. They get another hammer kill. The PM and the Richfield Rats will be the winners 3-1 in this Week 8 series.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was kind of the expected outcome. Rats, unfortunately, do not manage to find a win throughout the regular season. Hopefully get one in their bowl game, but...
the Slimes.
Yeah, you're right, the Slimes. But yeah, the Rats look really clean, and hopefully they're going to ride this momentum going into the playoffs. They look very good today, and I think they're all looking to keep this up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you've been thinking about your match MVP. I think I definitely have someone I'm leaning right now.
I have someone as well that I am leaning towards.
You go first, so then I can switch mine if I'm wrong.
Well, I would like to hear both of our answers. I was personally leaning towards Riley Rusty Goomba.
I was going to say Eric Norton Logic.
I think that is also a good answer. I'm okay with either of those. So, let's see.
I think Rusty played very well, but I think the two things that really stood out for me for Nort is one, I think Rusty didn't play the first map, so Nort played in all of the maps. So I think just him being able to consistently be like getting the time in, and then the other is like his Bastion last point at Gibraltar. Like I think he had 3 fights in a row where he had at least 3 kills. Also able to play like the Queen, play the Bastion. I do agree with you that I think the Rusty Goomba played very well too.
I like seeing, and again, the argument could go for both of them, playing the different roles going in between the two. The only reason I was slightly leaning more towards Rusty personally, again, since we will be talking to Norton, we can gas him up there.
Yeah.
The only reason I was slightly leaning towards Rusty was just his tank felt very clean and methodical, which I always like to see from him. As well as I think, I just think they're both very good. But let's give it to Nort. Let's pull him in here. Let's get that survey. Hello.
Hi.
What is that?
Hello.
Is that the Mad Max Fury Road song?
No, that's King Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah. I should have known.
Godzilla. Anyway, what's going on? Hi.
Congratulations on your map.
Thank you.
We decided to name you player of the match today, Nort.
Heck yeah.
So, first off, I'm sure you've been keeping track of all the scenarios. You guys have now officially clinched the playoffs. I can double check. I think you are officially 3rd seed too.
I don't know. But yeah, the Rats have made playoffs. We're all happy. We had a good time doing it, so we're here. We're ready to speak.
I mean, so going into this, another thing I want to ask you specifically about this match today is, who are you guys flaming in VC after your team C9'd on Saravasa?
Me.
Actually?
Unlucky.
Because I was the reason for it. No, I don't. We weren't like flaming anyone, but I kind of got pressured back. I didn't say anything. Rusty kind of just went like, "You didn't say anything. No one was on point. No, I would have gone up." But so I'll say myself because it was my fault.
Yeah, take it accountability. Take one for the team, Nort. That's why we love you. You're such a big team.
That's why you're the match MVP.
That's why you're the match MVP.
Showed resilience in the face of the opposition.
Speaking of MVP moments, the Bastion on Gibraltar, was that planned or is that just you playing your comfort pick?
I just said I got to do it once.
Yeah.
I mean, what was going through my mind was, okay, we're on defense. I like Bastion on defense. Sent wants me to play more Bastion. I'll play Bastion. So
I think especially the defense, when you're able to kind of set up those huge flanks, you're just able to get so much value.
yeah, grenade jumps help out a ton with that. You drop to low ground, grenade jump, high ground, despite the fact that I missed it 3 times.
I wasn't watching it. I just started watching your POV once you got on those big flanks.
Yeah, the people gotta know.
So yeah, going into this game, I know the Slimes were winless. Were you guys like expecting anything, or were you like?
I mean, we just always kind of vibe with our games. We just do our best, kind of. I don't think we ever say like, oh, we're gonna do that. No, we just kind of play.
Yeah.
So it was the same going into this map. I mean, yeah, no thoughts head empty, really.
Yeah, fair.
But I mean, I had confidence in us with the record of the Slimes. I don't want to be mean to them, but I did have confidence that we would come out on top. I love them all.
I'm waiting for Flambo to say something because I feel like I keep taking all the questions.
Flambo, say something.
Okay. Hi.
Another thing I was going to ask is, I know the big thing we were kind of paying attention about your team going into this is down Fedora. I know one of your big like shot callers on the team. Sidon stepping in, like how did it feel having Sidon and Cal stepping in? How did it feel to have Cal in for Fedora? And did you feel like there was anyone on your team that was like picking up the slack in terms of the shot calling?
Not necessarily. I felt like it was kind of mostly the same. Cal ended up doing a lot of calls. Aside from that, you know, Rusty's a big caller. I tend to call a lot or try to call a lot. So I mean, we weren't really lacking in the comms department. Cal just kind of fit that role as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there wasn't really a lack of anything picking up slack, as you say.
Yeah, I know that like your team is really deep in terms of like almost everyone on your team can shot call, so I feel like that's just a good, like just having that depth. You can kind of like, even if you're down someone, you still have pretty good comms.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So I've done the research. If the Corsairs win, you guys will be 3 seed. If the Fishermen win, you guys will be 4 seed. So I believe you are locked to either playing the
Magic Tigers or Kiwis.
Magic Tigers or Kiwis. I was gonna
say if we were talking about earlier, I forget everything that was said, but yeah, Rusty has also gone over that.
Is there anyone you would like to play, or any like player, I guess, that you'd like to play against for any specific reason? Like, do you have any preference going into that, or is it just kind of like?
I mean, like I said before, we'll just kind of go into it, see what happens.
Carried by vibes.
Be little rodents, be little rats, and just kind of rat about, you know?
Yeah. Wait.
I'm waiting.
How dare you bring that in? What?
I'm assuming that you normally get that spammed a lot from Fedora Master in your VC.
Yeah, and I get scared every time.
He thinks it's a rat in his headphones, guys.
Yeah, I like pet rats. I don't want one in my brain.
Yeah. Alan, would you like to do El Clasico? I think I'm running out of questions.
What the heck? I can't have my own questions, man.
I asked you earlier. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I got all sorts of things in my head.
Yeah, what's
like rats.
On? You got the
little rats in his head? No way.
Rats and cheese.
See this guy?
Well, you know, you did play your good friend Muffin Lumps today, and despite their loss, right? Buffin is on the Slimes. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, he was playing today.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Muffin's El Clasico, or one of them.
Okay.
What is your favorite pizza and why is it pineapple?
See, I'm gonna say it's not pineapple because
but that wasn't
I don't want that. My favorite pizza is pepperoni and it's not, and it's pineapple because it's not.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
I don't want, like, if I want to equip the pineapple pizza emote, I will. I don't want it auto equipped. Get that off of there.
All right, my next question. Obviously, so I'm doing a little bit of I'm doing silly goofy questions because we got a lot of those big serious ones. In your expert opinion, now on the rat, were you on the original Rats roster? I don't
Yes,
think so.
I
right?
was on
You
the
were.
original Rats.
You were.
It was
Alright.
myself, Rusty,
Fedora,
Flip Flop,
Flop.
Raspberry, Fedora, Kokiri, Hefe, and Shadow Blue Jay.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't. Maybe you got asked this before. But who is the best cartoon rat in media, and why is it
Well,
not Stuart Little?
I mean, it's not Stuart Little because I mean he's so small and he's just a guy. Stuart Little is
True.
just a guy.
It's true.
But the best rat in all of fiction, I have to go with the Germa giant rat that makes all the rules because
Oh.
we're rich.
We're the rats. Okay, fair enough.
We're the rich. And yeah, I mean that self-explanatory right there.
I agree. That's a great answer. That said, now I'm gonna take us to El Clasico. If you were not the match MVP this evening, who on your team would you give it to, and why would you give it to him?
See, you could go with some answers like, oh, this person played really well. Oh, this person calmed really well. I'm gonna go with Raspberry Flip Flop, whatever you want to call them, because they
Fair.
played Widowmaker and they had fun with it. So
That's
I'm
true.
gonna give it to them.
I'm gonna be honest. If you and this is full disclosure, if you guys managed to win Saravasa on that comp, no disrespect, if you guys managed to win it on that comp, I was gonna give it to Flip Flop because
Yeah, I mean she played Widowmaker. She actually popped off a bit.
Yeah,
so.
she got a lot of value on Widowmaker on Saravasa, which was crazy.
Man,
so.
I mean, if only we had like a better tank or something.
You were applying pressure. You were containing the backline. You were containing the backline.
Yeah, Jamie for that Widowmaker, they had fun with it, and I thought that was funny. So
awesome.
All right. Yeah.
Well, that does it for us tonight. Aurora, not League of Legends. Aurora Overwatch. I almost said League of Legends because I love League of Legends.
League pilled.
Anyway,
gross.
Next matches are on Friday at 9. We might get both of them casted. We might not, but we'll see you guys there. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for joining us this evening. Once again, congratulations to the Richfield Rats. I've been FlamboJambo on the play-by-play, joined by Paninii on prod and color cast. Have a great night, everybody.